Look on the video. The more you think about it in the comment section.
Oh, people want Clinton Chisholm with the battering of Christianity which has taken place on this program. People have been yelling out, the Christian community has been saying, where is Clinton Chisholm? Well, he has been in Florida for several years now. But he came back recently to launch this bombshell of a book, Revelations on Rastafari. Perhaps the first full-length Christian critique of Rastafari. The first work which attempts to prove the errors of Rastafari. Well, Mutabaruka is here to reply to him. There are some central claims of this book, Revelations of Rastafari. One, I quote, Rastafari's view of Emperor Haile Selassie as a black man's God is marred by ignorance and misconceptions. You know that Clinton does not mince word under any guise of courtesy. Because the emperor was not black, Clinton Chisholm says. He was not a Negro, and he had no name or title that was unique to him. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, that was not unique to him. The traditional idea that Emperor Haile Selassie is a direct descendant of Solomon lacks historical corroboration and is refuted by the fact of the non-Solomonic Negroid Zagwe dynasty ruling in Ethiopia for over a century, and as well by the century-long collapse of the Ethiopian monarchy in the middle of the 18th century of this era. Moreover, all the emperors of the last 200 years of the monarchy were unrelated by blood, except for one, despite the fact that all claimed to be Solomonic. The notion that modern Ethiopia is spoken of in the Bible is misguided, because every such reference speaks of Kush, which is Sudan, not the modern landmass known as Ethiopia. The Kebra Negas account of the connection between Solomon, the Queen of Sheba, and the Ethiopian rulers is based on fiction. So too is the story of the ark being taken to Ethiopia. Emperor Haile Selassie was self-consciously a professing Christian, indeed a defender of the Christian faith in Ethiopia, and he encouraged others to accept Jesus Christ of Nazareth as Lord and Savior. Therefore, Clinton says that Rastafari is based on theological ignorance, is misguided, and Christians are provided with the ammunition to destroy Rastafari in this book. He is encouraging people to get this book. This is what Christians need to shut up Mutabaruka finally and to silence him and all of those who hold to Rastafari. But this night belongs to these two men. They have met before in combat. Tonight there is a rematch. This is the clash of clash. Cartel and Movado, they can't come to this kind of clash. Ninja Man, merciless. The Clinton, Chisholm, Mutabaruka clash is the clash. Gentlemen,
well, you know,
boom bang respect.
You know,
How you mean? You know, a religious attack around the road there right now.
To bring a certain thing in
Civility.
Jamaica instead
Well, it's still
of ammunition.
Yeah, all right, true. Yeah, father, yes. Broadcasting Commission, right?
Yeah, book is ammunition. No, I mean, you know, what kind of metaphor is
But
that?
Clinton, some of your main arguments, I've mentioned some, but lay out your point, you know, some of the key points here in the book. I turn
The
over
most
to you.
shocking one I found where the book has been mentioned and promoted is the fact that Ethiopia, the landmass that we now call Ethiopia, is not really mentioned in the Bible. That's a shocker for people, because the first thing that comes to mind,
stretch forth his
that's
hand
right,
to
and the
God.
Ethiopian eunuch.
Ethiopian eunuch.
The unfortunate reality is that Ethiopia was a vague term in ancient times, even coming to the first century with the New Testament documents. So it had reference to all of the countries, all of Africa.
What's called Ethiopia?
Yeah, what's called Ethiopia at times in literature. And the countries south of Egypt. But when you find the word Ethiopia in the Old Testament in particular, then the Hebrew word is Cush. Cush is modern Sudan. And the Ethiopian eunuch in the New Testament is also from the same era, modern Sudan, where the term Candace was used for the Merite queens.
So how you explain the Ethiopian Orthodox Church being in
But the Ethiopian Orthodox
long.
Church is a modern Ethiopian landmass creation, yeah.
Yes.
It's on the modern landmass that it came up.
So the view that it was the Ethiopian eunuch who went back and whose work eventually led to the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, that's not
No, that's not credible.
It wasn't he who introduced Christianity to what we know as Ethiopia. That's not true.
Two brothers, and the history of the church reports that the two brothers came to the Ethiopian area, and the monarch then accepted their testimony concerning Jesus Christ, consecrated his life to Jesus Christ, and commissioned. So Christianity was spread in Ethiopia, not from the people up to the monarch. It was from the monarch down to the people.
Yes.
The monarch accepted Christ as his savior and then commissioned these two brothers to go and spread the word across Ethiopia.
And this view that Christianity is really a white man's religion and European religion, you dismiss that also?
No, I blame the people who have studied at universities and still parrot that kind of a foolishness, because Christianity is a Middle Eastern religion. It's not a white man's religion. Christianity was in countries in Asia and the Middle East long before it came to Europe. Long before. So, I mean, it would be difficult to justify the view that Christianity, which predated its arrival in Europe, is a white man's religion.
So when we as black people accept Christianity, we're not turning our back on Africa and going to Europe.
No. Christianity was in Africa long before it entered Europe.
Long before it entered Europe. What are some of the other key points that you make?
The issue of the connection between Solomon, King Solomon of Israel, and the Queen of Sheba and the so-called first emperor of Ethiopia also lacks historical verification. I mean, Solomon could have had sex with the Queen of Sheba. I grant that the man loved women and preferably supine, but there's no historical support that he slept with the Queen of Sheba or that they had a child together and that child became the first monarch in Ethiopia. No historical support for that at all.
So this book, the Kebra Negas, that, you know, some Rastafarians heal.
And Ethiopians too.
Ethiopians, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tremendous book, you know. It's not completely mythical.
Okay.
It's just that it goes overboard. You can't rely on the Kebra Negas for historical material.
You can't.
You have to really read it with your glasses on and your glasses wiped clean. Because there are times when the Kebra Negas messes up historically. It, for instance, confuses Candace, 1st century monarch, with the Queen of Sheba, who's a 10th century monarch. The Kebra Negas calls the two women one and the same. Even though you have some 9 centuries separating them. So there are those historical blunders in there. So you can't just swallow it hook, line, and sinker.
In your view, therefore, Clinton, Rastafari is our indigenous religious movement. We've exported it over the world. But it is based on sand.
A lot of sand.
Erroneous.
Use that metaphor, a lot of sand, yes.
Historically and theologically.
Misconceptions originated at the very beginning, from the foundations.
From the foundation.
The name of the movement, there were misconceptions.
Oh,
now, I call the first one with the name Rastafari movement. Muta mentions it in a lecture he gave in, where was it? Is somewhere in
California. I get some lecture there, but you have to tell me.
This book by, I forgot the fellow's name, Rastafari the 21st.
For book of Rastafari the 21st century. What Muta said,
what Muta mentioned is that why is the movement called Rastafari when Selassie ceased being a Rast from 1928? And it's a point I've raised in my cassette from 1992. That it's a slight contradiction. I don't call it a major contradiction.
Yes.
It's a slight contradiction. I don't call it a major contradiction.
Yes.
You see, the Rastas love the word Ras because for them, Ras, for many of them, I should say, let me qualify and speak guardedly.
Yeah.
For many Rastas, Ras means head creator, but Ras just means head of an army.
All right, we're going to get a chance.
Yeah, man. Yes. We will come to you in the
so
thing. Yes.
Ras Makon and his father was an army. He was head of an army. That's why he was called Ras. So Ras doesn't mean head creator. And his name, Haile Selassie, power of the Trinity, was not a name that he assumed out of thin air when he ascended the throne. That was his baptismal name.
I see. Do you believe that those who remain Rastafari, who die in the Rastafarian faith, believing that Selassie is God, that they can be saved?
But if they die, they don't have any chance of being saved if they believe that Selassie is God.
If they believe that Selassie is God, they won't be saved?
They can't be saved by that because
they can't be saved.
Salvation is only in Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Or those who are fussy linguistically, Yeshua of Nazareth.
So if Muta doesn't accept Christ before he dies,
as his Lord and Savior,
he's going to be got in hell.
He and I are going to part company. I'll be in heaven, he'll be in hell.
He'll be in hell.
I would wish us to be together in heaven.
I don't know if I should have
Where do you come back?
I don't know if I should have excused myself. I made the tour to go out.
No, we'll come to you. We'll come to you. You'll have enough time to redeem yourself, and hopefully what Clinton has to say might help you to be redeemed and be in paradise with the Lord. This is the matchup that you have been asking for. Clinton Chisholm, Mutabaruka, only on Religious Hard Talk. We take our first break. Revelations of Rastafari is Clinton Chisholm's bombshell book, which is said to destroy the foundations of Rastafari and to expose it as a system riddled with historical, theological, and philosophical errors. But Mutabaruka, the celebrity Rastafarian poet and philosopher, is here to contest the ideas of Clinton Chisholm. Muta is quoted quite extensively in this book. And we turn over now to Muta.
Yeah, we just want to say to Mr. Chisholm that history is very strange, that none of us who is expounding history was there at the time when history is made. So we have to rely on writers. Now I am contending that depending on who is writing and who want to interpret what is written, they will validate their logics and understanding after that individual or that person or the people who is writing this history. So what I'm hearing is that Clinton has read what the Rastafari used to validate Rastafari, and has also read the things them to disclaim Rastafari. And as a Christian, he chooses to accept the things them that disclaim Rastafari. Now the Rastafari choose to use the things them that Rastafari is holding fast to. Now a lot of things that Chisholm just said is not true. Ethiopians for thousands of years have claimed these things. And you have people now who is in the disclaiming, which is Chisholm is part of it. Now, I wasn't there in history. I am going off of what is written. I choose, and Rastafari choose, to really deal with the Ethiopian version of history. And the Ethiopians is writing about their history. Now, I don't know who Clinton is reading to disclaim Ethiopian history, but obviously it is not Ethiopians that are disclaiming Ethiopian history. So if someone is saying that I choose to follow what the Ethiopians say in history, and Clinton is saying, no, I choose to oppose Rastafari based upon what people write about Ethiopian history, then wrong and right, we don't know how the wrong and right thing coming of it. But the first thing I want to really work with now is the idea where you read about Haile Selassie is not a black man or a Negro.
Yeah.
You know, the idea of black and Negro, well, Negro is still black, but the idea of black is really a political thing, jargon. Rastafari is not claiming black man and Negro, even though he's recognizing Africa as a black continent. What Rastafari is saying is that black people never have an African God and an African king to claim. And when Owil claimed Haile Selassie as black people king, he was responding to an event, not a situation, not an idea. He was saying that this man, Haile Selassie, that Marcus Garvey said that black people must worship God through Ethiopia, through their own spectacle, which we want to come to what him saying that is not Ethiopia physically the place we're talking about. But when Marcus Garvey tell us that where is the black man God, where is the black man king, where is the black man kingdom, in page 42 of the Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, there is a topic there that Marcus Garvey talk about the image of God. And it clearly states that if the Jews want to worship God through the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, let him do it. If the Chinese want to do this thing, let them do it. But we, though late it might be, must worship God through Ethiopia. And that is what we choose to do. Now, when Leonard Owil in 1930 saw that this African, we're not talking about a political mindset now, we're talking about black and Negro. This African was crowned in 1930. Leonard Owil says, in this is the redeemer for black people. This is the person who's going to redeem black people out of the thing. And we must now see that black people have a king that is African, and it's not the king of England, which is a European. So the idea that Haile Selassie is not a black man now is really a problematic situation. Because what I think Clinton is alluding to is that Haile Selassie is of a mixed breed.
Semitic.
Yes, no. We have to really work with that. We have to work out that understanding of the black man. I really want to ask Clinton, if the people of America decide, say, they're going to declare Obama God or Christ, would you say that Obama is not a black man because he have a white mother? Because it is the person who is defining their existence and not the person who is looking on. And if Haile Selassie declare himself as a black man,
He has not.
yeah, but I can tell you that I have read speeches where Haile is talking about we as Africans.
Yes, Africans, yeah.
Yeah, but Africans are not Semitic.
But Selassie claims to be Semitic.
No, yeah, but that is the greatness about the situation. No, he's claiming Semitic lineage, and he's claiming the African lineage because his mother, according to the thing that you just put down a while ago, according to the history of the Ethiopians, this queen mixed with this Semitic person. So he's claiming now the Semitic lineage and the African lineage, meaning that when he says that he's an African and we Africans will fight if it is necessary, he's not talking about the Semitic, he's talking about the black people in Africa. So we must not declare now, say, because Haile Selassie's great-great-grandparents, which is used fighting against, I don't know, or you're going to fight against the history of the thing and then still say that Haile Selassie is Semitic. Because I'm not saying that Haile Selassie don't have Semitic in him. I am saying that Haile Selassie is claiming Semitic, and Haile Selassie is also claiming his black heritage based upon his mother and based upon his father, I mean his grandfather. He's claiming this two things, just like how we stand up and hear Obama say his mother was white and his father was black, and he's claiming being an African American. He is black. Obama is a black man. Whether he has white in him or not, he is defining himself. Not you, not me. Haile Selassie is a black man based upon that his parents.
Did he so define himself?
He defines himself as a black man.
Where? Where? You have otherwise?
Yes, I want to claim to be. It's in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution.
He says
from the Semitic line, yeah. It's in the Constitution. He's from the Semitic line, yeah.
He has never claimed to be a black man.
Never claimed to be black. He's an African that's uncontested.
Botha was an African.
But tell me something now. African. It is more important in the realms of what Rastafari is saying to an African are talking about Semitic. Which one is more important to the Rastaman?
African, I would think.
Yes, all right. Then is Haile Selassie an African?
He was an African.
Then what are you talking about?
No, you're white people.
You just said that.
Which white people is African?
No, you said.
No, which white people is African?
A white person cannot.
No, tell me which white person is African? Which white person is African?
A person born on the landmass of Africa.
It's not African.
He's African.
No. Which white person born on the landmass of Africa?
It's a white person. A white man who is born in Africa.
Where? Tell me where. Where is born? You have to tell me the place where I'm born in Africa for him to be.
No matter when born.
No. If a cow born in a pig pen, it's not a pig.
More tell us the Chinese. No matter where the Chinese born, it's not Chinese.
Which white man born in Africa is an African?
All right,
tell me.
Any white man born in Africa.
No, but that is not true.
Anyway, leave it.
Maybe he's an South African, but he's not an African.
All right.
If a white man born in Ghana, maybe he can be a Ghanaian. So by nationality, but he's not an African.
Back to Selassie.
Wait, man, don't stop me, man. No, African. No, but we're trying to answer the question because he write a whole book about it.
But we want to see where he defines himself as a black man. Has he ever defined himself as a black man?
Yes.
Where?
And we're not talking about what him define himself. No, we're talking about being African. And if a white man is African,
Rastas don't just emphasize the African part. They emphasize the blackness.
But I am telling you now that blackness is a political thing that he's using now
Not the original.
against Rasta. The blackness is a thing that he's using against Rasta. And Rasta is talking about Africa. When Marcus Garvey talk about black, what him talking about?
Muta.
When Marcus Garvey talking about black, what him talking about? A white man born in Africa?
No.
He's talking about Africans.
Right.
So we are justificating the word African with black. That is what we're doing now. And we are saying that you are an African, you're a black man.
Muta.
Yes.
I am older than you, I think. I grew up with the oldest Rastas in Montego Bay. And in the old days, ask any old Rasta, when Rastas talk about black man religion, they might talk about black.
Did you live Rastafari? Did you live it?
I didn't live the lifestyle.
All right, so I am the person who live it now. So when you live
You're
amongst
a
them,
younger man, you're a younger man with a Rasta.
So what that
He didn't
means?
want to the ancient man.
You
He didn't want to the
From
ancient
the
man.
wise and prudent reveal to the babe and
I
suckling.
agree with
Yeah.
that,
So
I
if
agree
I am a
with
babe to you, I am revealing something to you now. I am saying to you,
But Muta-
an African, Haile Selassie is an African, and Haile Selassie is a black man. Now, whether you hear Haile Selassie say it or not, I am telling you that I have read Haile Selassie talking about the black people of Africa, including himself.
All right, no, Muta, I'm saying to you, just make one simple point. That the ancient dreads in Montego Bay, certain where I grew up, when they're talking about black, they're talking about Negro.
But I am telling you that when we say black, we are talking about Africans.
Today.
No, yesterday. Yesterday.
In the 1950s?
When the 50s.
The 1950s in
Listen to me. When the Montego Bay Rasta them say black people, them talking about Africans.
In 1950?
Yes. Yes.
No, Muta, you're wrong.
What who them talking about them say black people?
Negroes.
Who's Negroes? You ever hear Rasta talk about Negro?
Yeah, me hear Rasta talk about
Negro?
Negro. Yeah.
No, man. Rasta don't talk about Negro. Rasta say black man.
A black man, but that they mean Negro.
No,
they're not
you
talking about
say-
Africa.
No. Wait there.
So you accept the Semitic?
No, wait there. He mean saying when black people say Negro, it mean black.
I know,
When
let's get back to my
Rasta
last
say black people, it mean African. It don't mean Negro.
So Clinton-
because to Rasta, Negro is a derogative term.
Yeah, true. Clinton, you have historical reference where Selassie projected himself more as a Semitic.
Yeah,
he
he-
defined himself in those terms.
In other words,
But
after the Zagwe dynasty was overthrown
Yes.
by Yekuna Amlak, the Zagwe dynasty was a group of Negroes on the African.
You keep saying Negroes. Negroes is a derogative that
No,
you
all
say
right, no.
nigger.
Black
Well,
man.
I'm not,
No,
you know,
no,
I'm
black
not
man,
using
let him know. Yeah,
But it is whether you use it or not. It's a if I say nigger in any way in
Can
New
go
York.
off on a side point.
All right.
No,
All right,
Negro is a derogative
I don't
term.
use the word black man.
Rasta
We
say
will
black
always
man.
use black man.
A black man is an African. No
Let me
part
meet
of it. Don't try to.
No, hold on, Muta.
Rasta is saying black man
man,
is
he's black
African.
man, yeah.
I'm making a point.
Peter said, no matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you're an African.
All right.
So what Rasta is saying, that if you're a black man, you're an African. There's no term in Rasta that declare Negro. I never in my life hear Rasta talk about Negro.
yeah.
You are use the word
The
Negro.
Zagwe dynasty,
Yeah.
which ruled on the throne of Ethiopia before Yekuna Amlak in the 17th century, the 14th century rather, was a group of non-Semites.
Okay.
They were Negroes, they were blacks.
Black, are you black?
They were
We use the
blacks,
again,
all
yeah.
right?
Were
So
they Africans?
they were Africans,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, they
They
were
grew
black
up in
and-
that area.
Okay.
No, they were
Go on.
overthrown by Yekuna Amlak. And the Semitic line and the Solomonic
Took over
dynasty,
that.
so-called, came about through Yekuna Amlak. No, Tades Tamrat, an Ethiopian himself, an Ethiopian historian.
Yes.
He rejects the idea that there was a genuine Solomonic dynasty in Ethiopia. He says it was because Ethiopia was beleaguered by the Muslims around them, cut off from the Christian nations to which it really belonged,
So who's the Falashas?
because Ethiopia was a Christian empire. Then they identified with the beleaguered Israelites in the Old Testament, and so talk about a Solomonic dynasty.
Who is the
I
Beta
see.
Israelites?
So that's
Who
how-
are the Beta Israelites that
That's
the
how-
There was a
Israelites?
myth that came out. The myth came out
And it says-
out of those political realities.
So on the throne of Ethiopia, in the Kebanagas, only a Semite must rule. No non-Semite and no woman.
That is not true. Zardito
Zarditu was a contradiction in terms.
So you have an exception then?
She's an exception, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So,
So that is clear then. There was a woman who was ruling Ethiopia.
Just before
and
Selassie, yeah.
the dynasty of the Kadans,
Candace.
it wasn't an individual queen. It was a dynasty of queens.
Yeah, all of the
that
queens in
ruled.
Emirate,
It was
ruled
ruled,
over
yes.
Sudan.
So that means a
Candace.
woman was ruling Ethiopia too.
In Sudan, not
No,
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
No,
Yes,
not
what do you mean
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia?
The first woman on the throne was Zawditu.
No, the first woman on the throne was Makeda.
Well, if you see Makeda as being on the throne of Ethiopia,
Then she was
in-
the queen of Ethiopia?
No,
Where she was?
She was in Arabia,
Where?
South Arabia.
Here.
where
Yemen,
Sheba is.
listen to me. Yemen was part of the kingdom of Ethiopia in that time.
What
Yemen.
period of time?
Yemen.
What period of
What
time?
period of which time? When
BC or AD?
Makeda. No, look here.
Makeda
Look
is
here.
10th
Look-
century BC.
No, listen to me. Makeda was the Queen of Sheba. If you declare that Sheba is
This was
in
South Arabia?
it's in Yemen. It's in Yemen. You don't agree with me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's South Arabia.
Yeah, and I am saying to you now that the kingdom of Ethiopia, you know, are you familiar with Nubia?
Yeah.
Where was Nubia?
Nubia was bordering Kush.
Where is Kush?
Kush is modern Sudan.
And where is Ethiopia?
Ethiopia is different from
So what was that land now that was called, that is now called Ethiopia? What was it called before? You say that it is not Ethiopia. The land now that they call Ethiopia.
Yeah.
What was
Abyssinia.
it called? When?
It was called Abyssinia before it became Ethiopia.
When? No.
In BC times.
No, listen to me. I'm talking about the time when you say Kush is Sudan in the Old Testament. The Bible tells you that one of the rivers that flow out of the land of and the river is Gishon, which encompasses the whole land of Kush.
Break. It's Black History Month. We are Black History Month and Religious Hard Talk. We are discussing issues having to do with Black history. But Clinton Chisholm is saying that Selassie can't lay claims to that Black history. This is Religious Hard Talk. We take another break. As you expect, a heated clash between Chisholm and Mutabaruka on issues having to do with Rastafari and also Black history.
Yes. I'm asking Mr. Chisholm. In the Bible, it tells you about a land, that the river that encompasses the whole land of Kush, which now we're going to justificate it and say it's Ethiopia. Now, if you claim that the only land that can give claim historically to the Ethiopian name is Sudan, the place that is now called Ethiopia, what was it called in that time?
At that time.
I don't remember. I wouldn't guess.
All right. Well, it wasn't called Abyssinia. Because Abyssinia is a late name for Ethiopia. It wasn't 5,000 years ago.
No,
it was not called.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So I am saying to you now, the land, we need to, you, not me, you need to find out what is the name of the land in the time of when the Bible was written.
Yeah.
What was the name of the land what was the name of the land that is now called Ethiopia?
But one thing you know, Muta, is that the land described as Ethiopia
is not.
Is in Hebrew is Kush, which was Sudan.
But I am telling you, no. I am telling you that all of that area was under one, what you call governance.
Oh, you're saying.
Nubia, Sudan, right to Ethiopia was the only place that was different in the naming was Egypt, which is Kemet.
But that was way up north.
But I am saying, but that is the only place that was not called Ethiopia. That was the only place that was not called Ethiopia.
So the vague term Ethiopia was used for all of Africa.
No. But I am talking about now in the historical reference that you give. And I thought Ethiopia was given the name by the Greeks. Ethiopia, land of the burned faces.
Right, Ethiopia.
Below the Sudan, below the
Nile.
Sahara. South of the Sahara was called Ethiopia. So we are saying that all of that south of Sahara was Ethiopia. Now we come to understand about a specific place named Kush, which the writers in the Bible sometimes say Kush, sometimes say Ethiopia.
No, they always say Kush. It's just that the English people translate Kush as Ethiopia.
Kush is not, Ethiopia is not an English name.
No, I'm saying Muta.
No,
in English, the translation is Ethiopia.
No, the translation of Ethiopia is not Kush.
No, I'm saying Kush is used in the Hebrew text.
No, but I am saying to you, Ethiopia is Kush.
Well, I'm disagreeing with you on that.
Well, if Ethiopia is not Kush, that means you don't have no point then. Because you just tell me say Ethiopia wasn't the place there, it was Sudan name.
What I'm saying is Kush, referred to in the Old Testament, was having reference to the landmass that we now call modern Sudan.
Yeah, and I am saying to you, you don't know the name that was given to the land there. And I am telling to you that that area, Nubia,
to the whole
Sudan,
area.
that area was Ethiopia or Kush.
No, Ethiopia was used vaguely for the general landmass south of Egypt.
Yeah, but I am saying to you...
Kush is a specific geographical area.
And I am saying to you that this specific geographical area that is called Kush encompass the Sudan, Nubia, and the place that they now call Ethiopia. That is what I am saying to you. Historically.
Nubia and Kush.
All right. Let's move on. Muta, you are maintaining the Selassie as part of the Solomonic dynasty.
No, wait. Stick a pin. We want to get something clear, because we don't want to just a flirt because we have promote a book.
No,
Hear what we are saying
not
now.
flirting.
First of all,
we're not agreeing on that point.
No,
So
no,
we
no.
move.
But I want to get something clear.
All right.
Rastas have never used the word Negro in their vocabulary.
Yeah, man, we're not
we're not.
That's a side point.
No, it's not a side point, because him says in his book.
Yeah, all right. Forget. All right.
Therefore,
Then but
Rastas always claim a black king.
Yes, all right.
Mr. Chisholm is saying that Haile Selassie is not black.
Yes.
And I am saying to
deal
you,
with that.
Haile Selassie have a Semitic lineage in him that he also claim. It don't mean he's not black, you know.
That's what it means.
And I'm using
And
the
Obama
example of Obama.
Yeah, a poignant example.
He is claiming Africanness. He's an African American. So he don't have to born in the country to be the country. Because there's people who born in the country that is the continent that is not it. As I use the word, a cow born in a pig pen is not it's still a pig cow. All right. The Solomonic dynasty is very interesting because the Ethiopians, the physical Ethiopian that we know called Ethiopia, base their history off of this legend.
Yes. The Kebenegas legend.
Yes. Now the Ethiopians write their history. Some people follow that history. Some people follow a different history. This is what Chisholm is
like a subjective approach.
Like but the reason why Chisholm is following it is to oppose Rastafari claim. Rastafari is claiming it based upon the Ethiopian history.
Yeah, but they are false historical claims.
Yeah, all right. So
there must be a means of deciding a historical truth.
All right. So what we're going to use now as the mark for disclaim the Ethiopian claim.
Very good.
Tell me now.
Very good question.
Tell me.
Or you disclaim the
truth is correspondence with the facts as best we know them. And I'm saying the claim
determined
that...
by whom?
Eh?
Muta would say truth as determined by whom? Whose criteria we're going to use?
I started out by saying history is decided by the writer.
Those who succeed,
yes,
the winners.
Well, even that is debatable.
Yeah, but go on.
There are people who lose and write history.
Yeah, but what's the basis for discounting the Kebenegas?
If the thing is true, it must correspond to all of the facts that we can pick up from all sources around.
Give me some.
So if all the things is not corresponding, the whole thing is wrong.
No,
give me the Bible then.
Well, I could say the Bible is wrong then. All of the Bible is wrong because there's something in the Bible that does not correspond. Therefore, everything in the Bible is wrong.
No, I'm not saying that. And I didn't say that. Okay. I'm saying some of it could be wrong and it still could be true.
Okay.
But if the claim is that this guy, Menelik I, that's his name, Ibn Hakim, in some documents from Ethiopia, the son of the wise man because his father was Solomon, if he really took the Jewish Ark of the Covenant and abducted it and recited it in Ethiopia,
I agree with that.
then a number of issues have to tie up.
Okay.
Number one, based on the Bible's claim about the Ark and the mysterious happenings about who can handle the Ark and still live, the Korathites and only the Korathites of the Levites could handle the Ark. Not all Levites, you know.
Yes, that's
the
right.
So
Korathites
ask the question, who are the Beta Israelites?
in terms of history or modern reckoning.
Who are the Beta Israelites? How did the Beta Israelites come to form a group in Ethiopia that the Israelis
Accept
took 10,000 of them and shipped them into Israel to validate Jerusalem as the true experience of God of Israel?
Well, I could answer that several ways, but the issue is...
But that is an issue to me now, so you want a side.
It's a side point still, Muta.
No, not a side point. No, but you're just saying that Solomonic dynasty don't have nothing to do with nothing. So there must be a reason why the Ethiopians claim that they are validating it. So they use the Beta Israelites to validate their claim about the Solomonic dynasty. So I'm asking you
that would be one strand that they could use. No.
So is it a wrong strand?
It is not a defensible strand.
No, is it a wrong strand? Whether is it a wrong strand?
You have to claim that you know more than the Israelis themselves.
No. Not the Israelis. It will be the
but it's the Israelis them do it. It's them take 10,000 of them carry about Israel.
Israel is accepting Jews from all over the world. Because
no. These Beta Israelites. These Beta Israelites is called derogatively falashas. Just like how you said Negro a while
ago. Have traditions that
and I am saying now, who is these falashas that was taken to Israel to validate the experience of the God of Israel?
Good question.
A group of people in Ethiopia for a number of years who have followed the Jewish traditions found in the Bible.
So it's more culturally rather than ethnically then?
No, how much years?
They would go back to the 4th century when Ethiopia became a Christian nation.
No, the Falashas was there before Christianity.
Yeah, but they were not practicing as
they were practicing Judaism. Christ wasn't existing that time. When the Falashas was in Ethiopia, the Christ never exists.
Well, I know about them.
Well, if you don't know about it, I can tell you about it. No, I'm telling you, I am saying to you that the Falashas was there before Christians because Jesus Christ was not born yet.
And where are their traditions documented, Muta?
The traditions
that they were keeping.
In
Ethiopia.
Which document?
The
Name me a
Ethiopian, the
Name me
Ethiopian
one
document.
Name me one document.
All right. I'm going to tell you about the Chebra Negas. One. I'm going to tell you about
Negas is 13th century.
the king. Gosh, man.
Not the fifth and
Anyway, can't remember the book. I can't remember the book. You see, you have a more thing
Give me
about
an
books
idea
to me.
of it. Give
But
me an
I'm just
idea
saying to you, we could talk to one and one.
Yeah, man.
Are you aware of the Falashas?
Yeah, man.
Are you aware that the Falashas was there before Christianity?
No, I'm not aware of that, no.
All right. Well, no. You see, true, I did done the research and I don't remember it. You know, it is up to you who write a book about Rasta and against Rasta to find out
Black History
what the
Month.
Falashas there before.
We take our final break, a most interesting program, historical claims being contested on all sides. This is Religious Hard Talk.